Brianna, I really need to talk to you. It's very urgent. You better reply to these messages. Look, why on earth are you still at home right now? You need to bring us to that restaurant. In fact, you're useless at anything I ask of you, so do me a favor and leave. To be honest, I don't like having to look at you. Excuse me? Why are you talking to me like this for? What did I even do to you? What are you trying to get at here? Am I not allowed to live in my own house? Of course you've got no idea what I'm trying to get at. I heard some story about a store that I thought was yours and Harry's. What are you doing at some fancy restaurant? I also heard from Harry that you treat the place like it's your own. Why do you act like you own everything in this town, Brianna? Huh? I don't understand. So Harry turned around and said that to you? I wonder why you'd do that, even though you asked me why I treat a place like it's mine? Why do you even care? But, well, I might as well tell you. It's because it's actually mine, Victoria. I didn't realize you stuck your nose up at me so much. I was planning on leaving the actual management duties to Harry, if you really must know. I don't know why you're even wanting to talk about this. Well, so you should leave him in charge, because you don't have that kind of talent. That's why your father didn't choose you, right? He chose Harry because he's responsible. There's actually other circumstances as well. Anyway, we're getting completely off topic. What is it that you wanted to say, dear mother-in-law? So I talked to Harry about you. Even if I try to kick you out of the house, you just won't leave. To what extent do you have to cause this family trouble, huh? Honestly, you're more than a nuisance. Trouble? What the heck are you on about, Victoria? Since when have I caused any trouble for this family? I'm not doing anything at all. Wow, I'm stunned. You really don't understand anything, you stupid girl. I just told you that you're a nuisance. Don't you listen to people at all, Brianna? Well, Harry hasn't told me to leave either, so I don't know what you're on about when it comes to him. Isn't this some kind of mistake you're making? But even before that, haven't you both been saying that you wanted a divorce? I can't believe that you don't understand what I'm talking about. I didn't realize how stupid you were. Don't you think there's a limit to how much stupidity this family can take from you, Brianna? You're so dull and don't use your brain for anything. Huh? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. I'm not stupid. I'm just obviously not in the loop of what you're telling me. I'll check with Harry then. Harry hasn't said anything to me recently about any of this business. I don't know what this situation is about, Victoria. You need to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. I'm going to make this very clear. Because of you, Harry wanted to take over the management of that high-end restaurant. I already know that this is going to end well, and he should be with someone different. So my family has decided to do something about it. You really need to get out of his life, okay? What did you just say to me? Are you saying that everything's going to him? Is that what you just said to me? And you think he's going to manage by himself? So are you, Harry, and the rest of the relatives cooperating as a family to try and get rid of me or something? That's right, I'm wanting to get through this with the entire family involved because I don't want you around. You're not a part of the family, you're a complete eyesore, so please leave. To be honest with you, since you've been with Harry, I've never classed you as being a part of this family. So please stop making my life miserable and leave. Wow, I can't believe you'd say something like that to me, Victoria. I thought that we were getting along finally, but I guess not. But I understand what you want. However, I'm not going to take this lying down. I'm going to go and check with Harry if he feels the same way as you do, and I don't think he does. Hey, Harry, your mother said something really outrageous to me. She told me to leave the family. You've not talked to her recently, have you? You weren't listening to her, right?
What are you talking about, Brianna? What exactly did my mother say to you? What's going on here? I've got no idea what you're on about, honey.
Oh, come on, Harry. Don't play dumb with me. This is not the time to be messing around with me. Stop treating me like I'm some kind of idiot when I'm not. I don't think that everything your mom is saying is true, but I need to check things out with you. She's trying to work out some plan to kick me out. Don't you get that?
Look, if you already know what she's trying to do to you, then why don't you listen to her and leave the house? My mom is very clear with her intentions.
Ugh, I should have known that you were being all serious about this. What are you going to do if you were to kick me out then, huh? Harry, are you seriously planning to manage the restaurant all by yourself? Don't you know how difficult that is to do without any help from me?
I don't care what you say, Brianna. Can you please just put the restaurant in my name? Your father's already gone, and he told me when he was alive it would go to me. You keep insisting that you've got rights to it, but your father promised it to me. I'm just trying to get my inheritance here, so let me at it. When I told my mother about what I wanted to do, she told me that I should divorce you and kick you out of the house. I think it's a brilliant idea.
I don't remember ever trying to convince you that I've got more rights over this restaurant than you. You're making all of this crap up, Harry. Fine, if you want me to change the name, then I can go ahead and do that. Either way, I'm not interested in owning the restaurant anyways. It wasn't like I was trying to take my father's inheritance for myself when there wasn't any inheritance to begin with. So I guess you can do what you want.
Well, none of it matters now because you were able to hand over everything on your own. As long as I can get the restaurant, I'll be running it. Of course, running a restaurant at such a young age is a little bit risky, but I'm sure I can accomplish what I need to do. It seems like my life will be sunshine and roses soon, right?
Well, let's hope that that'll be it for you, Harry. So, you still want to divorce me and take over the restaurant then? Is that what you truly want?
Of course that's what I want. Mom was right. You're a bit slow on understanding things. Yeah, so that's what will happen. So hand over the restaurant.
Okay, let me just confirm one more thing with you, okay? Is it okay to change the name to yours so that you'll have all the rights to the restaurant? Is it okay if we get divorced and then we completely cut ties so that we don't ever have to see or hear from each other ever again? Are you all right with that?
Well, in my opinion, to be able to run this restaurant successfully without any distractions, that's the best thing for me. I can't wish for more.
All right then, I guess we should start the process as soon as possible so we can just get this over with. If this is the case, I'll do as you wish, Harry. Even if you regret it later on in the future, you can't come crying to me when everything hits the fan, because I'll be nothing more than a stranger to you. I want to ask one thing of you as well. Don't ever try and ask me for help, okay? You're putting me through so much already, and I need to try and move on.
Why on earth would I or anyone else need your help? Since my mother's here, I'm sure everything will be fine with this venture.
All right then, if you've got nothing else to say to me, I'll go. Please do your best by your family. I hope that I don't get involved with any more of this madness. Hey, Brianna, I'm just going to throw out all of your belongings, okay? If you don't want that to happen, you need to grab your bags and leave this house right now. Wow, you were already planning to kick me out today, weren't you? I had no idea you'd do that, but I should expect you to do something like that. I already packed my things, so whatever you need to throw out, it's fine. Also, I plan on changing the name of the store as soon as possible to Harry's. I think if I can get this process done as soon as possible, then I'll be able to manage to do by next week. Nobody will have to wait that long. Oh, you're such a pain sometimes, Brianna. Why on earth were you the one that got to inherit the restaurant in the first place? It makes no sense to me. It would have been quicker if Harry was just given the restaurant from your father's inheritance at the very beginning of this mess. Well, that may be true, but what does it matter now since he's getting the restaurant anyways? I'll be putting it in his name shortly. I've talked to Harry and we've already agreed to that, so you don't need to worry about a thing, Victoria. You'll all get everything you want. Wow, you're so bossy. You just had to act like this right until the end, didn't you? How dare you talk to me like that, you stupid little girl? I'm glad to be rid of you. Excuse me, I'm just telling you what's going on. I don't know how I'm being bossy to you, Victoria. Sometimes I can't understand where you get these ideas about me from. Since the start, you've been acting like the restaurant belonged to you when it really belonged to Harry. From now on, we'll manage the business, so leave us alone. Don't you think you're going to regret doing this to me, kicking me out, threatening me, handing all the responsibility of a restaurant over to you? Oh, be quiet now and leave my family alone, you little brat. Since you'll be leaving us now to move on with our lives, there'll be nothing to worry about. All you are, Brianna, is a plague created by God to try and wipe my family out. Well, it didn't work. You're such an eyesore, so get out of here now. Well, if you say so, Victoria, I'll do as you say, oh mighty one. I'll leave you alone. I think things are going to get even tougher for you all from now on, so be prepared. Please do your best for your family, and I hope that you can get through this and come out stronger. I'm no longer a part of your family anymore, Victoria. To be honest, I don't think we ever thought of each other as family from the very beginning anyway. I'll disappear now. Pardon me for somehow ruining your life. Huh? Why on earth are you calling me for, Victoria? Why can't you just leave me alone? I left, didn't I? What more do you want from me now, huh? I changed the name over to Harry, so I don't know why you're calling me. I have no need to talk to you about anything anymore, Victoria. I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm in a bit of trouble here, and that's why I was trying to call you. Don't you ever pick up the phone? Okay, so you're in a bit of trouble? So what is it then? Are you going to tell me or what? Look, I'm not interested in your problems anymore. So don't even bother telling me what's going on. Is it not going as well as you thought? Just please do the best you can with what you've got. Excuse me? How dare you interact with me like this? Why are you acting like I'm a stranger to you when I'm your mother-in-law? You are such a rude little brat. Don't you even realize what you've done to us? This is all your fault, and you set all this up so that we would fail, didn't you? How could you do this to me when I've done so much for you? What on earth are you talking about, Victoria? What's my fault? Of course I'm talking to you as if I'm a stranger because I've divorced your son. What's wrong with talking about it in this way when it's obviously someone else's problem and not my own that I've got to deal with, huh? I did what you told me to do, didn't I? I divorced your son and moved out so that I could leave you alone. What more do you want from me, Victoria? What on earth is going on here? This restaurant originally belonged to Harry, right? So, the sales, what he's earning so far, shouldn't he be receiving it? Why are we being robbed of the profits for? Oh, this doesn't make any sense to me, especially when everything is supposed to be in Harry's name. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Victoria. I think you're misunderstanding how this whole process works. This is a restaurant that I inherited from my late father. I did say that I wanted Harry to take over, and that was what my father said as he was thinking about my future after he left this world. Wait a minute, what? What's that supposed to mean? I don't understand what you're talking about. What do you mean he was thinking about you? Well, you've obviously just misunderstood the situation, right, Victoria? So does your problem really matter? In the end, I gave it all to Harry. What's the problem? It's not because the store is in a prime location, but it was in the red. I thought that you both knew that things were not so good with sales. Excuse me, what did you just say? What do you mean the restaurant is in the red? What does that even mean? How is it not making money? Huh. Did Harry not tell you how the store was doing or anything like that? My father's store has been in the red since he passed away. It's been difficult to manage. Harry was the one running it the entire time, so he should know about it, right? Well, to tell you the truth, Harry doesn't have any prior knowledge of management. He really has no idea how to run a restaurant. I guess he took advantage of it because he thought that he could get rich off his high income. So it was constructed on a prime location in the city, but of course the rent of the place has gone up dramatically in the past few years. But on the surface, it looks like the store sales are higher, but of course all the underlying costs have increased as well, so that's why it's in the red. Wait, just a minute there, Brianna. Are you telling me that the rent is really expensive and that we'll never be able to get on top of it? Surely there's no such thing as a restaurant being in the red, right? You're lying to me right now so that we get screwed over, aren't you? I'm not surprised. Are you doing this to us so that you can get some money out of us? Make us dirt poor like you? How dare you try to scheme like that? I know you're hiding money from us. Are you kidding me right now, Victoria? Do you seriously think that I'm hiding money? Why on earth would I even do that for? Who would that benefit? I don't have the amount of money that I would even want to hide. Have you lost your mind or something? Why would I do such a thing for? Then why on earth is the restaurant in the red then? It's definitely because you took the money when we weren't looking. It's impossible for a high-class restaurant to be in the red, right? Weren't you listening to me? And you said I was stupid and didn't know how to listen. I think that person is you right now, Victoria. Just open your ears a little bit. The restaurant itself was doing really well not long after it was opened. After my mother passed away, my father started doing everything at the restaurant. Things were starting to break down in the restaurant, so we had a lot of trade people coming in and out of the place, especially for water leaks. It was not a good time for the restaurant. They forced us to pay their high prices just so everything would get fixed. It wasn't fun. Then another thing went wrong when it came to the contract. To begin with, we were renting a place where the land itself was quite expensive to rent. It was a hard time when it came to managing the money to keep the place running. What are you talking about? Why on earth would you rent a place for? I thought that the land was yours and that it was all in your name. Explain everything to me right now. The land and the place that the restaurant sits on is a rental property. Didn't you know that? I thought that Harry would have told you all the details. What the heck? How is this not known to me? This really doesn't make any sense. Why wasn't the land bought or anything like that? I feel so blindsided right now. Is this not the restaurant that Harry inherited from your father? I thought that everything came with it, the land and everything. I am so confused. Look, Harry said that he wanted to take over the restaurant for some ridiculous reason, even though it wasn't making a lot of money. I just gave it to him since he wanted it. My father was actually thinking about closing the restaurant not long before he passed away, since it was getting to be such a burden on my family financially. I couldn't see myself taking over the family business in the future because I knew it wouldn't make me any money at all. But I never thought things would turn out like this. So, to finally put this straight, this store is a rented place and the rent is also super expensive, is that right? In addition to that, we're in the red due to purchases and other factors. No matter how hard we try and get out of the red and try to be successful, there will be no money coming directly into our pockets. Are you kidding me right now? Well, it seems like that's the way things are going to be for you. That's basically it in a nutshell. I know what you're planning to do, though. You just thought that this would be easy money because people are paying for the food, but it doesn't even cover the bills. You were just trying to put all that money into your pocket, right? It's such a joke that you never thought how you didn't look into how much this restaurant would make you. That's pretty tough, yeah? And you knew what we were getting into all along, didn't you, you little brat? How dare you set up my son like this? Do you have any idea for the things that we have to pay for now? Don't you know that there's a pile of bills stacking up in the office already? Are you telling me that we've got to pay for all of this now? That is so unfair and wrong. Well, Harry was the one who wanted to take over the restaurant in the first place. It's his fault that he didn't do his homework on the restaurant in the beginning. I don't know what you've got to pay for since I've not seen it, but I guess you'll have to do something about it since it's in Harry's name. Isn't it normal to pay for bills? If I've got to pay for all of these bills, won't we go completely bankrupt? We can't afford that to happen since we've only just got the restaurant handed to us. Oh, this wasn't supposed to happen. Well, how am I supposed to know all those things are going to happen, Victoria? All I've done is handed all the responsibilities to your son. Just do your best, I guess. I did as you asked, and that's all I could have done. I handed the store over to Harry. Isn't this what you and him wanted? I would be rather grateful for the opportunity. I'm glad that all your wishes came true, Victoria. It's so nice to see people like you getting what they want. Saves me from having to do all the hard work. How could you do this to us, you little cow? What wishes are you even talking about? I didn't wish for this to happen. I didn't wish for us to be in the red immediately after taking over. This isn't what we were hoping for at all. We decided to take over the restaurant because we thought that we were going to make lots of money off of it. But now we're in the red and we're up to our ears in debt, and it's all because of you. You knew what it was like beforehand. I've never heard of such a top-notch restaurant being in this sort of condition. I don't get why you're harping off at me for, Victoria. What do you want me to even say to that? I can't do anything since it's not in my name anymore. But don't you think it's even weirder that Harry didn't know? He's the one that's been in charge of the management duties, so how can he not know? Okay, well, about Harry, he's gone off somewhere and hasn't let me know where he's going. I've got no idea what to do now. He won't pick up his phone, it just goes straight to voicemail. Wait a minute, what? What do you mean he's gone somewhere? Oh my God, I knew that when things got hard that he'd just run away from the problems. He just ran off and disappeared on the night I told him about the situation, and he's not come home since then. I think he's regretting doing this. There's no way that my husband and I can pay for all these bills. It's too much money to give away. Originally, I tried to convince my husband to quit his job, but he thinks running the restaurant is impossible. I thought that he was in this with me and that we'd all try and run the restaurant together, and now my family is completely abandoning the plan. Are you serious? You made your husband quit his job so that he can run a restaurant that has a super unstable future? Why would you do something like that to the poor guy? I can't believe this has all fallen through for you. I knew that it would at some time, but I didn't think it would happen so soon, though. How are you going to be able to pay for this if your husband has hardly an income? Even at the restaurant, my father used to cook the meals. I do wonder what you're all going to do from now on. Are you at the point of hiring a head chef yet? Because that's super important. Huh? A head chef? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Why would we need a head chef if we're the ones working there now? Wow, you really have no idea how to run a restaurant, do you, Victoria? You've not even organized that. What on earth is Harry doing? Well, running away from his problems, of course. I'm surprised, but I'm not in complete shock about this. It's crazy how much hasn't been talked about up until now. Harry must have a lot on his mind right now, but to be honest, it's got nothing to do with me anymore. It's all on your family now. Just do your best with what you've got, Victoria. Now just hold on a minute there. I have been telling you all of this because you screwed us over, and now we need your help. You can't just say such reckless things about this situation. How on earth is my family supposed to pay for this place without getting us into financial turmoil? Don't you know how much we have to pay? This restaurant is located near the back of the building, but your family's house was at the front, so it still more or less belongs to you. So why should we be parting out the money for? How many times do I have to repeat myself with people in this family? You never listen, do you? I see where Harry gets it from. I literally changed every single thing into Harry's name. That's what you wanted, right? And that's also what Harry wanted, and there is no point in lying about that fact. He wasn't going to stop until he got what he wanted. So I gave it to him, debt and all. It's his responsibility to deal with it now, not mine. I've wiped my hands of it. It's all on you folks to pay up and keep it running, if you can. Also, I told Harry that I don't want anything to do with him after I signed everything over to him and when the divorce was finalized. I don't need any crap from him or you, Victoria. Can you please just get out of my life so that I can move on in peace? I can't do anything because my name isn't on anything anymore. Even if your family were the last people on Earth, I still would have no intention of helping you figure this out. I'm through with all of you. But you can't just do this to us. Are you really not going to help us pay for this since it was your family's restaurant in the first place? Such a cruel way to treat your elders. What the heck did you just say to me, Victoria? Are you saying I'm cruel? Oh, you are absolutely delusional. Do you have any idea how you've treated me in the past few weeks, you old hag? What did you just call me? An old hag? I'm not even that old, you little cow. How dare you speak to me like that? I've done nothing to you. You're to help us pay this money off the restaurant. Hell to the no, I am not helping you with anything, you old hag, and I'll keep calling you that because you're nothing but a stranger to me. You've treated me like I'm stupid. I'm not stupid because I just handed over something that won't make you any money. You sabotaged my marriage and my life, and I've had to start all over. But now that I don't have the restaurant to worry about, things will be a lot easier for me than it will for your son. He's just a scary little man who can't face his problems. How dare you talk about my son that way? He was a good husband, and you should be thanking us for having you under our roof for as long as we did. Oh, shut up, Victoria. You treated me like crap, and I'm glad to be out of that disgusting house. I've really reached my limit with you, so I'm going to end this conversation now. Don't you dare walk away from this. We need your help. Don't just run away from your responsibilities. Your father would have not approved of this. Get back here, you little cow. My father would have made sure that I wasn't being emotionally abused by my husband and mother-in-law. I think he'd be very happy with the outcome. At least I'm happy with what's happened. Just do your best to pay the bills, otherwise you might end up in a lot of debt and things will just get worse for you. Enjoy the restaurant and don't even think about contacting me again. After that, Brianna found out where Harry had run off to. She was able to inform her ex-mother-in-law Victoria to his whereabouts, and she was able to drag Harry back to his problems that he needed to face. He's currently working full-time at a factory while paying off the debts. It seems that all of Brianna's ex-in-laws are working just to make ends meet now. It was all on them since Harry didn't look at what him and his family were getting into. They should have read the fine print of the contract. Nothing they do matters to Brianna anymore as she tries to move on with her life. She's glad that scumbag Harry can no longer run away from his problems or any of the debts he owes. It's his fault because he managed the restaurant poorly and he needs to take responsibility for that. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.